What is going on, guys? Today for you is actually Valentine's Day. I'm actually living a day ahead. I'm living in the future, but wanted to give you guys all a happy Valentine's Day. If you don't have a girlfriend and you didn't have to spend a bunch of money, I got this junk coupon code right here, right now. If you use this code, you save yourself 10% off the entire website, and I know you guys love those junk banners, and we went ahead, we made an even better one. So if you guys want to check that out, those literally just got to the shop today, so I put them on the website. So that one is not a pre-order, but I will say this, the pre-order is over in 2 days. February 16th, it's over. We're taking everything off the website. We're getting your orders in and getting those shipped out as soon as possible. If you don't want to miss out, now's your chance. And using that code JUNK will save you 10% off the entire website. Valentine's Day, it's your lucky day. But while I'm over in New Zealand, Joe has been holding it down for me in Florida. He went all the way to West Palm Beach. Him and Roberto filmed the video about tearing down my 240 and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna hand over the camera to Joe, and he's gonna walk you through what they did. And 240, she's gonna be sick by the time I get home. Super pumped.
Yo, what's up guys? Joey here. Today we're heading down to Roberto's shop to go and work on the 240. As you guys have seen already, Chris is down in New Zealand and he's got a bunch of crazy content planned for you guys, so stay tuned. Before we start today's video, I wanted to add this bit in too. When we were working on the E36 livery video, I ended up breaking my glasses during a roller, and Chris was like, hey man, don't worry about it, I got you covered. And he ended up buying these glasses for me. So, you know, big shout out to Chris. I've never had transition glasses before. These are pretty sick, but let's get into the video. What's up, man?
What's up,
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. So you want to give a rundown on what we're doing with the 240 today?
Yeah, so we're gonna SR swap the SR swap?
Essentially.
Yeah.
NA plus T, but now DET,
Yeah.
right? There we go.
No, well, we're ripping all this out, just getting it ready to get the engine bay resprayed, clean up a few things. We have to modify a couple things. We're gonna put a headlight duct in it.
Yep.
Just introduce cold air constantly to the turbo inlet. And we're gonna clean up a lot of this messy stuff here. This has been some interesting wiring that I assume many hands had to do, but we're gonna fix all that up. This big gaping hole here, we gotta do something about this.
Oh yeah, that thing, the battery tray?
Yeah, it looks like someone half attempted to remove the battery tray.
Yeah.
All right, you caught me. Hey, it was me. I'm the dude that cut the battery tray, but listen, I can explain. It was all rotted and stuff, but I did end up getting a little carried away. We were running the intercooler piping through it and stuff, and it just kept rattling, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm cutting the whole thing and I'll fix it later. We never fixed it, but thanks to RAV Performance, we're not gonna have to worry about that problem anymore.
So we're gonna fully remove the battery tray and then cut this up actually a little more, sadly, and reinforce it. And then what we're gonna end up doing is taking a sheet of aluminum and making a plate that's gonna just unbolt, and you know, it's gonna at least look a little nicer. It won't be the best solution, but it's what we have to work with.
Yeah. Who's doing the ducting on the headlight?
That would be Carlos, Lowe's Customs.
Awesome,
so we
awesome.
do quite a few of those for a bunch of different cars. On these, a little tricky though, because we do it on the high beam side.
Okay.
Right, but the issue is there's nothing here, right? So what we have to do is we have to actually modify the harness to get it out of the way, and then drill a hole that will allow us to actually duct the air into where the turbo inlet area is going to be. And we'll make a custom intake for it, and we'll put the filter like right there, so you know it'll be a straight shot.
It's gonna look super sick.
It looks cool, and also it brings out our intake air temps quite a bit.
Yep.
So it's a nice little thing to do for not just looks, but just, you know, a little more performance, a little more reliability as far as keeping the temps down. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward thing. It's just kind of tear it apart, you know, to jiggle a couple things, paint it, and then put it back together.
Hell yeah. So do you want to talk about the chassis real quick?
Yeah, so one of the first things we did was obviously looked it over. This is a really clean example of an S14, honestly, so yeah, thumbs up to Ian. Thank you for this. This is a good car to work with. I mean, other than whoever did this, which I think we already spoke about, but I just want to keep bringing it back because Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. It's
Other
pretty
than that,
gnarly.
we're great. But yeah, no, this is a really good chassis. I mean, like just even look at the pinch welds, you know, to have a car, you know, one of these cars actually have nice pinch welds and not have holes back here. Usually this is like the #1 spot in an S14, right where like the rear seats are, you know, that rust through. So this is a really clean example, so it's nice to kind of, you know, work with one like this and turn it into what, well, we hope to turn it into, which is a badass drift car, right? So
Yeah, street car, same thing.
well, whatever. A street car that drifts, I guess that's really the goal.
I think that's the idea.
I wasn't fully filled in. I just kind of said yes.
Yep.
But you know, we're gonna make sure that we do a good job getting this thing to where everybody wants it to be.
Okay, so is there anything about the car that you kind of like about it, suspension-wise, or anything that you want to point out?
Yeah, off the rip, I mean, someone definitely put some time in the suspension in the front, so I like that. Obviously, decent little angle kit. The caster arms are the rubber bushings instead of like the metal Heim joints, which I like. The Heim joints are awesome for dedicated track cars, but when you start going on the street and they start rusting and wearing out, and all of a sudden your steering wheel starts to shake and everyone wonders why. So this is nice for a street car, you don't have to worry about that. And then, you know, someone put some cross-member spacers on, so that's just kind of like an anti-bump steer thing, just to correct the suspension of a lowered car. So, I mean, it's basic, but it works, so, you know, I like what they did.
Nice.
Should, you know, this should work. So this is, if it's been working, it should continue to work. There really isn't anything to really add to it, so we're gonna leave it alone.
Santi, you care to explain what you're doing over here?
Yeah, man. So typically this isn't how you take this off. We were having a little bit of an issue getting the shift knob unthreaded. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the whole assembly here, and just to get the trans off the car. That way we can move forward. And we're gonna take a look at it, see if we can get it removed on the vise without doing any damage to the shift knob. Yep, this is our shifter assembly here. Boop.
Sick.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so we're finally here, right at the end.
No. Ish.
Close to it.
Yeah, so at this point, we're just getting rid of the last little final bits and pieces. You have a better look at that disgusting battery tray shenanigans that happened over there.
Yeah.
We'll clean that up, and then we won't make the plate for it now, but what we'll do is we'll start kind of putting the pieces together of where we want it to be.
Yep.
Along with a couple things, we have to reroute the chassis harness in a different method to accommodate for a new duct. We'll cut that hole soon once we just kind of mock everything up. And the rest of it is just straightforward stuff. This is just part of the teardown. There's nothing really special about it. You know, we're gonna prep everything, not prep fully, but prep it to our standard for paint. They can do the rest, and then we just reassemble it when it gets back.
Yep. And I know you discussed a little bit about the interior. You want to show them that?
Oh yeah, so there's some goofy stuff going on here. Pardon the mess, but yeah, I'm not really sure what's up. I guess we already started taking this off, but this was here, like this. So, yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
I don't know how in the world Chris didn't break his hand with this setup. I gotta talk to Chris, see what he wants to do. We'll either relocate this, or what I'd like to do is GK Tech actually sells a hidden e-brake assembly. So it's just a rod here, and the actual master's behind you.
Yeah.
So I'd like for him to get that, because that would let us install it in the same area, so it's nice and easy to get to, but it'll actually be usable, and it won't be destroying his knee every time he tries to do anything with the car.
Yeah. He was talking about that when we were sliding the little place in Mexico.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not, what's the word? It's not efficient.
Yeah, no, it's not ideal.
So we'll fix that though, but it should be good when we're done.
Any other things you want to say before we cut out?
Don't drink and drive?
That's a good one.
That's a good one, right? Don't do that. That's usually frowned upon.
Yeah, that's a good way to end on a good note.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let's give it up for Roberto and Joe for holding down the fort. Joe literally drove 3 hours all the way to West Palm from Deltona and stuff. So big shout out to you, Joe. Thank you for editing it and actually giving us the day to chill, because I am actually scheduled for a 5-hour tattoo session. So I'm gonna go do that right now, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to go down in the description below. Get your new junk banners. Don't forget to use code JUNK to save 10% off the entire website, and the pre-order is only 2 more days. So with that being said, hopefully you guys had a good Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna go screw off now. See ya.